Welcome to the 52-week art journal journey. I'm Melinda, and I'm here to encourage you to reclaim your creativity and establish a healthy habit of creative self-care through art journaling. After finishing last week's prompt, I found out that July is World Watercolor Month and figured it was good enough reason to get the watercolors back out. I've been having a lot of fun with them this year on our journey, which I didn't expect. Sometimes they still flummox me, but that's okay. We learn by doing. It's also process over product on our journey. It's week 29 and we are relaxing with Fanciful Agate. If you are new and wondering what this art journal journey is all about, check the link in the description. As always, I am using my inexpensive basic 8-color Crayola watercolor set to show it doesn't have to be expensive to reclaim your creativity. I made several pages of what I intended to be fanciful watercolor agate. I never accomplished a page I loved the look of, and I never quite got the hang of it, at least not in the way I envisioned. But here we are, and I can say it's a relaxing process when one isn't fixated on getting it just right, whatever that means. Remember, it's just our art journals, a safe place to experiment and not care what others may think. If you judge mine harshly, well, that's your problem. At least be gentle on yourself when it comes to yours. You may end up with something that looks more like agate than mine, and some may end up messy blobs like some of mine did. Don't worry about it. Don't think too much about it, just paint. This week's small art is a great opportunity to experiment with color mixing too. It's pretty amazing what colors you can create with just a few to work with. Have you seen a slice of agate with its rings and swirls? They are naturally various colors. You may also have seen them dyed. We are free to use any colors and combination of colors that come to mind. The first step is to drag your brush in a wide, blobby, and maybe a little jaggedy oval. You will need a decent amount of water. The more watercolor washy you want it to look, the more water you'll need. I have to admit that I'm struggling a bit with my inexpensive Crayolas. They've gotten degraded and gummy. With as frequently as I've been using them and the humidity, they never completely dry. But we work with what we have and make it work. And I put another cheap set of watercolor on my shopping list because my yellow in particular is getting low. And more expensive watercolors on the wish list for further down the road. Maybe. Especially after a recent art supply mini binge and outside of art journal journey stuff, I'm focusing on painting with paper, which you can see a bit of on Instagram or Facebook. And some other fun stuff we will get into next week along with our watercolor. Back to your agate. Add narrower bands in darker colors. I'm not really sure how to put in more words exactly how to do this. And as I said, I never quite got it. So again, it's another week I say, have fun with it. Play, experiment. Don't get too caught up in accomplishing some arbitrary perfection. You can have fun challenging yourself to achieve something particular if that works for you. And maybe you know watercolors better than I do. Maybe you have a better hang of them. Whether you feel like you are just going to end up with blobby puddles of color or you have good watercolor control, just have fun and let yourself get caught up in soft shapes and color. Find the flow and let the process take you out of your head and whatever is spinning there. You will notice that after they are dry, I go back to add some definition to agate slices that got too puddly. Do whatever works for you. It was also a good excuse to just keep playing. A lot of the small art on this 52-week art journal journey is about getting lost in the pleasure of creating. It's creative self-care, a break from the day-to-day and its stress. It's a safe, effective antidepressant. It reduces anxiety if you can let go of thinking it has to look a particular way. It's expressing and exercising a vital part of your identity. We are wired for creativity, made in the image of the Creator. For journaling today, use the shapes of your colors. Write inside bands, around edges. As we encouraged ourselves last week to make the art, you could include some quotes or your own thoughts on the importance of making art, the importance of creativity to mental health, how it feels to make. Thank you for joining me for another week of the 52-week art journal journey. I appreciate the opportunity to encourage you to reclaim your creativity and establish a healthy habit of creative self-care. I'll be back next week with another small art and journaling prompt. In the meantime, enjoy relaxing with Watercolor Agate. You can also check out past prompts you missed or would like to revisit. If you'd like an extra bit of weekly creative self-care encouragement in your inbox, sign up at the link below. If you haven't yet, I'd love to have you join me on Facebook or Instagram. If you decide to share any of your small art on Instagram to encourage others to take time for creative self-care, tag me, Melinda Van Rye. I'm Melinda Van Rye Design on Facebook. Use the hashtag ArtJournalWithMelinda. I would love to see what you are creating. If you'd like to share, be encouraged, and encourage others on this journey and a safe, supportive community, email subscribers are also invited to join the private Art Journal Journey Facebook group. I am so glad you have decided to take the time for some creative self-care with me.